Hello YouTube, I'm back again to discuss more You and Idol Precure. It's been a minute since I've discussed this. I think it's been since after episode 7. And that's not because I haven't been enjoying this season. There's just been so much happening and I've not been able to gather my opinions on everything until just now. A lot has happened in the several episodes that have aired. We most notably have gotten our mid-season cures. As recently as last week, we also got the new ending song. And I quite liked this ending. I was very concerned because we've had Trio Dreams, and I think that's one of the best Precure songs in recent years. But what they did, they made Trio Dreams the attack song for the 3 starting cures. And we still heard that in this most recent episode, and we also heard the new ending. So we still have Trio Dreams in the mix. We even had Trio Dreams playing twice per episode for a bit there, and I had no complaints. An amazing song. But with the new ending, they went for a more relaxed song. They didn't try to match the energy of Trio Dreams, which I think was probably a smart choice because you can't live up to that. And before I start hopping character by character, I will also say the color schemes of the 3 cures, which I thought were great, and the 2 mid-season cures, black and white. I don't think as a group of 5, they look the best together. Sorry, I just don't see it. I think they look amazing separately, but all 5 of them mixed together, it looks off to me. I don't think they mesh well as a group. And I think that does show a little bit in the season too. I think it feels like very much 2 distinct storylines happening. I'm not seeing the whole group of 5 thing. And the color scheme is a big part of that. Overall, I have been enjoying You and Idol Precure. There have been a few episodes here and there I've not enjoyed as much. That happens every Precure season though. Like the sports episode, it was boring to me. I never quite care for an episode of Precure where they're just playing a sports game. But what has been good? It's been good. This season is definitely leaving an impression on me. So without further ado, let's just dive into the characters. I want to start with Cure Idol. This is our lead, Pink Cure, and she is pretty much like a lot of the other cures, and her main storyline this season very much relates to the theme. So I think, like cures of the past, she gets lost in the shuffle a bit on individuality, but she very much fits with her season. Cure Idol, especially now that we have these mid-season cures, she's definitely the one holding everything together and making it all cohesive, and I respect that for her. But as an independent character, not the most exciting. I will say I have had more fun with her as recently as last episode. I like how they're playing this out. We have Cure Kyun, who was a fan of idols before she became one, so she's taking to it a bit more naturally. And we saw Cure Idol in a lesser way in this most recent episode. She's like, oh, what did Kyun do for her idol signature? And this whole episode was about her getting her idol signature. Like, just the little things like that, it's fun. It's not the most exciting storyline of the season, but it's utilizing the theme well. And I think Cure Idol is a bit more memorable as a character now than how I thought she was like 15 episodes ago. This last episode also had the return of Kaito, a character who we introduced at like episode 4 or 5. He's finally relevant again at episode, I think it's 23. I'm really not, I don't care that much to look it up. Yeah, Kaito's back. And I said in my first video, I was like, we could have cut one of these episodes. We could have introduced Kaito a little later into the season if he was not going to factor into things until this deep in the season. Like, come on. I just had to get that nitpick out. Not gonna dwell on it. I actually did rewatch the first 6 episodes of this season. I stand on everything I said. They were a little more fun in hindsight, but I still think we could have condensed it a little bit. But yeah, Kaito is back, and we're seeing him as the mentor figure for Cure Idol in her journey to become a better idol. I wish they did do something with this a little earlier in the season, like in the episode 10 to 15 span. I like that he is not involved in the Cure world and he's just an idol. I fear they might change that, but I think it's nice to have just somebody representing the idol aspects and not the Cure aspects in the season. I like the friendship between Kaito and Cure Idol. Kaito is the older mentor figure. I'm a little worried now. There might be a romantic lens. It was giving me, a lot of this season has been giving me Yes 5 flashbacks. So I got a little bit of that. I'm hoping that's just me having traumatic flashbacks. But I just gotta say, if they take that route, I'm gonna turn on this season very quickly. But I like their friendship, very much so. It's very sweet. Don't take it further. Thank you. I think I want to talk about the mid-season girls now. I know they're a pair, but I will talk about them separately. And first I'm going to talk about Kyun, who is Puriyun. I was very apprehensive about having fairies as mid-season. I feel like it's a bit overdone at this point, I will say, but the execution of it here did win me over. I thought there were a lot of stakes with how they let it play out. So far, I like that Puridun and Melodun aren't just in their human forms when they're not cures. I like that they're still the fairies and we still have that dynamic. I didn't like it so much in Hirogaru Sky when they still had LA-chan as the baby. But with the fairies, it's working more because, like, well, the fairies can still, like, speak and they can still act grown and such, but, like, a baby, not really. So I guess that's the difference here. For the past, like, 10 episodes now, I feel like it's very much so been the Puridun and Cure Idol show. That's been our main dynamic that's been focused on. And I feel like we have lost the other 3 in the shuffle bit. But I am liking what I'm seeing from this dynamic. To become Kyun, Puridun gave up memories of Cure Idol, and that's what he held dearest. I thought this was a bold choice. You knew it wouldn't last. This is Precure, please. I wish they had that going a little longer. I feel like it kind of just got wrapped up too neatly and it didn't serve much of a purpose. Although I have a sneaky suspicion they more so did this, you give up something to become a cure twist for whatever's coming from Merodon. But for Puridun, it had some emotional moments, but I wish they would have done more with it. I won't hold that against the season, but if they like really dedicated to this Puridun losing the memories of Cure Idol thing, I think it would have taken this season from a very solid season of Precure to a wow, Precure is still at the top of its game season. I also think maybe they could have stretched it out for a few episodes longer and instead of focusing on the angst, maybe let the other characters take some spotlight for a minute and let this simmer in the background a little longer just so we could feel the weight of it a bit more. But for what it is, I think it was all right, and I was happy with Kyun's debut overall. I would have been happy if Puridun was just the comedic relief of the season, but I do like that we're letting Puridun be a full character. When it's all said and done, I don't think Cure Idol or Kyun are gonna be my favorites of the season, but I do think that I'll have a positive thought on them when it's all over, unless they just like totally steamroll the other 3 girls. Then I'll have a problem. Moving on to Cure Kiss, aka Maroon. I have not spoken about Maroon since her debut. Her debut episode had me very, very concerned. I thought we were just doing Milk the Remix. That's why I've had Yes 5 on the mind, because I'm like, oh, we're redoing this. And I liked Milk, but it's not something I quite needed to see again. But what's a bit more interesting with Maroon is the dynamic with Purirum, because they're both girls. So it's like, oh, we're doing the lesbian remix on Milk. I'm here for it. And it was during Pride Month too, right? Or was it like right before? I don't... It's been so long. I hope they really commit and like make it like canon. I feel like they're like pretty close here, and I feel like they have done a lot, but like, it's the year 2025. Come on, give us something, set it in stone. But also I'm like, oh, so you can only do this with fairies? Well, Precure has had the LGBT community in its show before, but like, I want to see them go all out. I will be happy with whatever happens between these two as a couple, but come on, give me more. I am a bit disappointed though. You see, I've been talking about Melodun for this long, and it's mostly been me talking about her dynamic with Pudidun, which, fantastic. I'm loving it. Their Cure song together, phenomenal. I still think the Cure Kyun Kyun song is my favorite of the songs. This is definitely second. Definitely. It is good. Though the songs overall, besides the opening, all the other songs I'm very happy with for an Idol season. They're doing their thing. But I feel like we've had so much focus on Pudidun and Melodun, especially recently with the mid-season stuff. Like, as soon as Melodun was introduced, she was like immediately in the focus, because very quickly became the mid-season Cure. But we don't have much of her as an independent character yet. We had a glimpse of it in the sports episode, which I think there were some glimpses of genius in that episode, even though I was not a fan of it overall. But we just haven't gotten much of her independent. She does not stand on her own just yet. But I see it developing. I hope they're able to deliver on it. Like, she's got this secret of what did she give up? What matters most to her that she gave up to become Cure Kiss? That, I'm very much holding on to that. They better not let me down with that reveal. And personality-wise, I think she's got such a fun personality, but the only thing we're seeing of her is her either being all lovey-dovey with Pudidun, or her being a little shady to Cure Idol. And like, these are fun, but when that's all you're seeing, it's a little annoying. I gotta be honest. I want more. I want to see a more multi-dimensional character, and I'm not getting that right now. I'm getting glimpses of it. I need more. I just feel like all the pieces are here for Cure Kiss to totally be the character of the season, but it just hasn't fully happened yet, and I'm really waiting for it. I really hope that it's able to happen. So let's wait and see. I mean, honestly, I think that's kind of what I've been waiting for. I think that's really the main reason why I haven't spoken about Precure in a minute, because I just felt like we were gonna get something more, but we just haven't gotten it yet. And I think the time has passed, and they're probably saving it for later in the season. I also just feel like it's wasted potential too, because what I've said Cure Idol and Cure Zikyun have really steamrolled the season as of late. But in that sports episode, we started to see something between Melodun and Kyun Kyun. I would love if we have Melodun Cure Kiss hating Cure Idol. I would like to see her bond more with Cure Kyun Kyun and Cure Wink. Like, what if we gave all three of them an episode where they're bonding, separated from Idol and Zikyun? Why can't we do that? And that would give all of them a bit more stake in the group, and that would help with group cohesion, which I think is lacking between the two distinct groups of this season. I think that's a very much missed opportunity, and I think all three of those characters would benefit from it. And I think all five of them would, because if you got these two characters you're pushing so much, and you want to see these other characters, you kind of start to side-eye the characters that are being force-fed. But overall, for Cure Zakun and Cure Kiss, my expectations were very low going in. I'll have to be honest about that. But I was pleasantly surprised by their debuts. I need to see how the rest of the season plays out, though. I think I could turn on them. But for now, I am happy. The next one I'll talk about is Cure Wink. Where I left off last time, I was very hard on her. I said I thought she was fading into the background, just another generic blue Cure. I still think she is a very typical blue Cure, but the episode after, it was episode 8, we had a Cure Wink focused episode, and a lot of my concerns were negated for her. Just the episode after I made that stinking video. We got to focus on another side of Cure Wink, and they really dived into her weirdness. I think she's still like your reliable, more type A blue Cure, but they gave her an unpredictability and a chaos. She was going around town doing whatever. We had Cure Idol and Cure Kyun following her around like, what is she doing? Has she lost her mind? But then they explained it all and it all made sense. But it's just showing she doesn't do things how everybody else would do things. It gave her a bit of a quirk, and it does make her stand out a bit more. And I'm really pleased with that. I will remember her outside of this season. I'm not sure how much though, since she still isn't getting much focus. I still think of all of these cures, she's the one getting the least attention. But I want to see more of her. I'm excited when Cure Wink shows up and has her little moments here and there. I want to see more. Like, the potential is here. I see the potential now. We got it. Like, they showed me, oh, yeah, this is what we can do with this character. Give it to me. I feel like we just wrapped up, like, the mid-season arc for the most part. So I feel like we're about to enter where we'll get some solo episodes. I think that'll be good for Cure Wink. That'll remind me again. Might give her something else to do. I don't think she has the most gripping storyline out of all the girls, but we have some major storylines here. So I think it's cool to have her just be a bit more of a put-together character. And I also think of everybody, she's the one who shows the most concern for Cure Idol. Oh, and I'll also say this. The dynamic between the 3 first cures, it's still very strong and it's still very distinct, and I like the dynamics they've established between all 3 of them. Very solid group. 2 very solid groups in this season. Just don't quite mesh together. That's what we need to work on. I do think they could do a better job at establishing Cure Wink and Cure Kyun's friendship. It's had nice little moments, but I feel like if they had like an episode without Cure Idol in the mix as much, they've had episodes where they're paired off, like watching Cure Idol do stuff recently, but like an episode with them in the spotlight together, I think that would help the season too and give them both something to do, but I digress. Cure Wink is not my favorite Cure of this season, but I feel if they execute the rest of the season well, I could think very highly of her when it's all said and done. I've saved the best for last, and that is Cure Kyun. Kokodo is still my favorite. She has faded into the background a little bit, but she still has her glimpses here and there that have kept me cheering for her. Now, while I say Cure Wink fades into the background more, Cure Kyun makes her presence known. She's got too strong of a personality. But even with that personality, they need to give her a little more. Like, it's fine. Like, we're just due for a solo up. It's gotta be coming. It's got to. And the main thing we got with Cure Kyun over these episodes was the Mother's Day episode, where we got to learn more about her mother, her single mother. They lost her dad. That was such an emotional episode. I was bawling watching that episode. So I think Kira Kyun Kyun has the most emotionally gripping storyline of the season. And for that to be from The Cure, who's got the most infectious energy too, it's like, oh, what a choice. I adore her mom. And I think it's so lovely how Kira Kyun Kyun, despite Mother's Day being on her birthday, and she forgot it was her birthday, but she was going all out to celebrate her mom for Mother's Day, but then her mom threw her the party. Oh my, I'm not gonna talk about it too long. Oh, it was so sweet. Such a lovely mother-daughter dynamic. Oh, Kira Kyun Kyun is the best. I could just watch a whole Kira Kyun Kyun spinoff. But I like how they've been utilizing her as a fan of idols. We got to see her being the one to really grasp how to interact and engage with the fans, and learning that the fans like really do care about her and giving them the love back that she's gotten from being a fan for so long. It was great development for her. And she's still got some development to do. Like, I know we got some fun stuff for Kyun Kyun still coming. But then even in this last episode, just the little details of Kira Idol looking up to Kira Kyun Kyun for like, okay, how am I supposed to be an idol? And to think when Kira Kyun Kyun was debuting, she just felt so out of it. Like, good for you, girl. You've really taken to it. So proud of her. I think the crown is very secure on Kira Kyun Kyun's head that she's going to be my favorite by the end of the season, unless the Cure Kiss stuff just like fully like blows my mind and they go all out with it. I think it's a pretty safe bet. But look, even with what we've got now, Kira Kyun Kyun is going to be one of the all-time Cures for me. I'm so in Team Kira Kyun Kyun. Love, 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 love. I could sit here and unpack what's happened in Precure forever, but I feel like I've said what I needed to say. So I'll be back again before the season's over, I'm sure. There will be a time to discuss before the end of it. And even just beyond You and Idol Precure, there's a lot more Precure to discuss. Hello. So stay tuned. Until next time. Bye.